Okay, Kell Brook versus Hector Saldivia. That's happening this Saturday in Sheffield. Now, I made a previous video about this fight, and I think this fight almost is like a carbon copy of the Carson Jones fight. I see this simply because we all know Kell Brook already. He's a talented boxer. Whether he's the special one, I'm not so sure. Kell Brook does do things. He does put good punches together, and he does counter fairly well. My problem with Kell Brook is that his inside game, like Amir Khan, is non-existent, and I have an issue with the fact that he's a counter puncher, but he's not the fastest on his feet. And he leaves his chin in the air. His reflexes are okay, but he leaves his chin in the air all the time. He's defensively open to punches. And somebody like Saldivia, who's got a fantastic uppercut, punches with both hands, and he's got a devastating right hand. This is trouble for Kell Brook. Now, we heard in the previous fight with Carson Jones, he said it was due to his fitness. He wasn't bringing the weight down properly. He's going to be fitter. He's going to be stronger. So we hear that. So we think, okay, fine, maybe the adjustments we made, he'll be fitter. I mean, he was fit enough to go the 12 rounds. And let's put it this way: if Kell Brook wasn't fit enough for those 12 rounds against Carson Jones, he would have been knocked out. No question about it. And I felt when I did my pre-fight prediction for the Carson Jones fight, I expected Carson Jones to actually knock Kell Brook out. But Kell Brook proved to be tougher than I expected, and I was expecting Carson Jones to come on late in the fight, and I think a couple more rounds Carson Jones would have finished the fight off. But felt full credit to Kell Brook for this. This fight against Hector Saldivia is a dangerous fight. The thing is, the Carson Jones fight could have been a blessing in disguise for Kell Brook, and he would have addressed the issues that are necessary to be a world-class fighter. You can't make mistakes. The things he's been getting away with at British level, and Commonwealth level, and European level, when you step it into the elite level, you can't make those sort of mistakes, because fighters are technically better to expose your weaknesses and your defensive frailties. And I think that in this fight, Kell Brook is going to have to keep he's going to have to keep his hands up at all times, and he's going to have to stay off the ropes. If Kell Brook can stay off the ropes, and he can avoid Hector's big punches, then he could win the fight on points. He could. And it's not like Hector hasn't been dropped or stopped before. He has been. But there are question marks around Kell Brook's punching power, whether he hits hard enough at world level. He may have done it at British level and Commonwealth level, but as you saw, he couldn't put away Carson Jones. He didn't put away Matthew Hatton with the amount of punches he hit Hatton with. Mind you, Canelo couldn't do it either. And if he can't put Saldivia away and he can't hurt Saldivia, there's going to be problems on this night. Because for me, I can see Saldivia getting inside of Kell Brook and hurting him badly. I would like to see Kell Brook win this fight, and he could get away with it, but I think Saldivia is going to have to knock Kell Brook out to win this fight, to be honest. Kell Brook's career has been, for me, a lot slower than it should have been, and it always makes me wonder what's been happening with him in the gym, in terms of whether his promoters have really believed in him that much. They talk about the Bradley fight and options, but if you really believe you're going to beat Bradley, you'll beat Bradley. And he's talking about the IBF title, which is being contested this weekend with Randall Bailey and Devon Alexander, which I've done a prediction video for. I don't think Kell Brook's particularly fast on his feet, and he seems to fight very one pace. People say Kell Brook goes through the gears, but his stamina will still be questionable, and if he tires after 6 rounds and Saldivia's still there, I think there's going to be issues. And his corner, I don't think Kell Brook's technique would have improved that much, to be honest. I really don't. Although he's got his fitness up, he obviously believes his technique's good enough at world level. I'm not so sure. I think he's a European level fighter. I'm not so sure he's world class. But this is the fight for him to really prove it. This is the fight to show that he's made the adjustments and is able to come through another tough fight against a dangerous opponent. I'd like to think Kell wins this fight by unanimous decision, but again, I am not convinced if his defense, and I think Kell Brook's going to come through. He's going to have to come through some very difficult moments to win this fight, and I just think Hector's a better is a better. Is going to be better for this fight, and I'm going for Hector in this fight. I seem to be going for the underdogs a lot in my predictions, but I actually think that Saldivia has a much better punch power. I think he's a better inside fighter, and I think if Kell Brook can't command his respect, Hector's going to get inside and he's going to unload, and I think it's going to be a matter of time before that punch connects and Kell's chin. So as much as I'd like to see Kell win the fight, I think Hector wins this fight. Don't want to give a round here, but I think if he doesn't if Brook doesn't get Saldivia out earlier, then I think late on Saldivia can win the fight by knockout. I don't think Saldivia will win the fight on points, no chance. And I don't think Kell's got the biggest, the most, he's got a lot of work rate either. He's not got a high work rate. Single punches, does put his punches together, but as you saw in the last 4 to 5 rounds against Carson Jones, he did virtually nothing. Because of the early rounds, he did well. So I think Saldivia wins this fight. I think if Saldivia does it, he's going to do it mid to late rounds. Okay, this is my prediction. I'm out.